Have you ever had a feeling you ought to get in touch with someone and later you reflect back and feel really glad you did? That somehow your mind tapped into universal truth at that moment and nudged you to do something that made a difference? Today, let's talk about flexing a mental muscle that sometimes we as doctors totally ignore. God forbid that I, as your mentor, would ever allow you to let one of your mental muscles atrophy just because you have dedicated your life to helping others as a doctor. Do you know which mental muscle I'm talking about?
Welcome to the Doctor's Mentor Show. If you believe that medicine is an industry and not a profession, if you enjoy submitting complex reimbursement claims, or you would do another residency just for fun, be advised, you're about to be offended. You should probably leave now.
All this talk about mentoring doctors is ridiculous. I thought doctors learned to do everything better than everyone else the first year of medical school. At least that's the way they act.
If you love assisting patients with vitality breakthroughs, if the right to practice medicine without interference is important, and you want expert tips for practice freedom and profits to support your epic life, welcome aboard and prepare to be blown away. The Doctor's Mentor Show starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Lori Barr.
In a moment, I'm going to give you a list of intellectual faculties, mental muscles, if you will, that every human has the capacity to nurture and grow or to let atrophy from disuse. The career choice you make can absolutely favor the development of some and the atrophy of other mental muscles. But before I share that list, I want to share a personal story with you. Today's show comes under the category of
love.
On December 29th, I got a heads-up email from a writer I've followed for a while announcing that he was starting a new personal blog. This writer, John Moreau, he's no ordinary writer. He's an amazing writer, and he teaches other writers how to hone their craft and become amazing writers as well. Anyway, John was starting a new blog. Not a business blog, a personal blog. And being the savvy marketer that he is, he was notifying his list of loyal subscribers to let us know that something new was coming that we might like to sample. Now, just as a side note, do not underestimate the value of letting your current patients or clients feel like insiders. Give them a heads up when you have a new service or product available in your practice. People love to feel that they are part of an exclusive group. Now, let's get back to John's new blog. On December 30th, I read that inaugural blog post by John on his new Unstoppable blog. You can find it at unstoppable.com. While I was reading it, I had a little nudge inside encouraging me to send it on to a family member who was facing a health challenge. So I did. I sent an email filled with love and the link. That little nudge inside that I felt, that's the mental muscle I was talking about. By the end of this episode, I promise you'll know a few easy ways to nurture that nudge. But first, let's list the mental muscles, the intellectual faculties that you either use or lose that help you get the most out of your conscious mind. Now, before you say, Dr. Barr, this is too simplistic a view of the conscious mind, let me say right up front that what I'm offering is a concept of the conscious mind that is simple. Simple enough for you to work with and improve your own mind. So this concept is part of a variation of Dr. Thurman Fleet's explanation of how the mind works. Back to the conscious mind. Your conscious mind is the part of your mind that takes in sensory information from the world around you and basically facilitates the processing of ideas that are top of mind for you. The intellectual faculties or mental muscles are memory, perception, will, reason, communication, intuition, and imagination. Which one do you think is that little nudge to take action that you sometimes get and that you may or may not implement? Memory, the way you store sensory information along with feelings. Perception, your worldview and what's important to you. Will, your ability to focus on one thought for an extended period of time. Reason, your understanding of how things work. Communication, your ability to translate ideas into a format that is understood by yourself and others. Intuition, your ability to recognize universal truth. Imagination, your ability to vividly experience possibility within your inner reality. Which one is that little nudge?
Today's topic.
Intuition. Intuition is that gut feeling you have that alerts you to a universal truth. It's disciplined sensing. Intuition takes your previous experiences and gives you an idea of how the pattern unfolding in your present moment matches experiences from your personal knowledge base. For example, the way hairs stand up on that back of your neck when you're outside and there's a full moon and you hear "Aroo!" a wolf howl nearby. No, I didn't say a werewolf. That would be your imagination cutting in on your current mental dance partner. Your intuition is the mental dance partner that alerts you to a real potential danger. In this case, a wolf nearby. How about it? Do you tune in when your intuition nudges? Or, as an intellectual, do you reason yourself right out of that thought? It's very easy as a professional who uses deductive reasoning for the vast majority of the day to stop trusting or at least to override your intuition with intellect. So in order to re-engage this incredibly powerful mental muscle, pay close attention to your next steps at the end of this show. When I felt my intuition nudge me to send a link to John Moreau's blog post to one of my family members, I did it. I sent the link along with my love in an email, and I am so glad I did. They read it, and it really made a difference. You see, less than 24 hours later, this person was in critical condition in a level 1 trauma center, far away from home. But guess what they were sharing with the staff? The take-home lesson from John's post. That take-home lesson became the mantra that assisted the person in the acute phase of recovery. See, John's post is named 7 Life Lessons from a Guy Who Can't Move Anything But His Face. I encourage you to read it. One of John's 7 lessons will assist you in getting over a rough spot in your health, your career path, or perhaps in a relationship. And when you get to the end, you'll see the phrase that became my relative's mantra when faced with an unexpected health challenge on top of other health challenges. That post again is 7 Life Lessons from a Guy Who Can't Move Anything But His Face, the inaugural blog post by John Moreau on unstoppable.com.
Your next step.
Here are 4 simple steps you can take right now to get your intuition mental muscle back into shape. Number 1, pay attention to how your intuition raises its hand to get your attention. Is it the classic gnawing at the pit of your stomach? Do you get a little clammy, sweaty palmed? Is it a picture that flashes before your mind's eye? Is it a small voice you hear? Number 2, devote a few moments each day to quieting the chatter of your reasoning faculty in your conscious mind. That's going to mean emptying your mind of all thought for just a few minutes. Things that can help this are breathing exercises, disciplined movement like Qigong, or meditation. Number 3, design and play some simple games where you employ your intuition. One of my favorites to play on vacation I call Which Direction. In this game, I listen to my intuition to determine which way to turn at each intersection while going to visit a new place I haven't visited before. It's a multiplayer game so that everyone in the car says right or left at each turn, and the majority rules. It's so much fun to hear the rights and lefts converge as you keep playing. Number 4, act on at least 1 intuition per day.
There's more to explore at thedoctorsmentor.com.
Be sure to leave me a voice message and let me know what game you invented for improved intuition at play and in your practice at thedoctorsmentor.com.
Are you stopping at a hospital? Hello? Don't you know that hospitals are one of the sickest places on the planet? Don't touch anything in there and get out as fast as you can.